So if drugs are the answer, what is the question? How many of you know somebody who has been impacted by the drug epidemic in America? We all can nod our heads and say, yes, I'm one of them. When I met John, John was a 43-year-old top executive in the Wilshire district. He did 9 years of methamphetamine, in and out of 4 or 5 treatment programs, down on his luck. I asked John one question. I said, do you want to know why you've been using meth for 9 years? He looked at me and said, why would you ask that? Because I want you to know why you do what you do. So I asked 2 questions. I said, when did you start? He said, 35. I go, what happened to 35? My wife died. There's your drug answer. And I said, did you use drugs in your teens? No. Did you use drugs in your 20s? No. Did you start using drugs when your wife died? That's what you just said. Yes, that's what it, and that's when all hell broke loose. He said, yes. Now you have an answer to your why. Did they ask that question in your treatment program before that you went to? He said no. So no one really touched on the fact or what happened to you during that time as to why you used. He goes, no, they didn't. So what I just did, ladies and gentlemen, is this. I gave you an example of the needs-based method. My name is Michael Oden, and I have a degree, or a master's degree in psychology and counseling. I have a certificate in Herman Brain Dominance Institute of Learning and Thinking Styles. I have a private practice of 4 years in Redondo Beach, and I've been a probation officer for the last 18 years. And I can tell you, I've heard almost every story you can imagine of pain and suffering from an individual that you ever heard. I've heard it all. So what I decided to do was this. I decided to do something about it, so I wrote a book. And the book is called When Nobody's Home. And it's about the suffering of childhood trauma and the direct relationship with drug use. And during that time, I came up with a modality called the needs-based method, which gets you to understand when certain needs are being met or not met in the moment, how that drives behavior. So why are we unique? Here's why we're unique. We give you a different perspective of your behavior. We get you to see why you do what you do. We get you to understand the why of your negative behavior so you can do something different. We get you to make sense of your behavior. We get you out of your own way. Another thing we do is this. We don't judge what you do. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. There's a need being met. Now think about that for a minute. A need being met. Most people don't know what that means. Think about this. We don't judge you. We don't criticize you. We don't shame you. We don't blame you. We just get you to understand what needs are not being met in the moment. If you say you're clean, here's what we say. But are you free and at peace? If you say you're an addict, which is a label, we say no, you're a human being meeting a need. If you say you're powerless, we say, if you get the right information, you're powerful. So what's the market size look like? Well, that's kind of disappointing. Here's the market size. There are 24 million Americans over the age of 12 who are using drugs, illicit drugs. Unfortunately, we are spending $35 billion on treatment programs across America that has a 5 to 7% success rate. And guess what? There's a 5 or 7% success rate of those people who do not show up. So what does that tell you? So here's what we're doing right now. Right now we have a book for sale. We have workbooks that are a combination. We're going to train the trainer. We're going to teach people this method in the helping field so they can apply what we know. Give people the advantage and opportunity to see their potential. We're going to do marketing. We're going to do public speaking, talk to government agencies. What we really want to do and start doing is this. Get in TV and radio to get the word out. So who's the team? Well, I'm the team. But guess what? There's another component that's very important. That's Alina Yugan sitting right back here. And she has 30 years of administrative support, experience. Without her, this thing doesn't go anywhere. The social media, marketing, all the stuff that makes this engine run. And without her, I really appreciate what you do, because here's the thing. We're really passionate about what we do. We care about other people. When you see the look in somebody's eye about how they changed because they got the information they needed, guess what? It's a wonderful thing. Changing lives is what we do. Here's the last thing I'm going to say. We never had a war on drugs. The war was on the fact of our inability to heal the wounds of our past. Thank you.
Any questions? Stunned? Need a drink?
Need a drink. Why?
Where's the beer guy?
Michael, I'm going to be brutally honest. I had a really hard time understanding your business. I understand the issue that we're discussing.
Right.
What's the business?
Yes, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. The business is helping people fulfill their potential and doing better than what they've been doing, making more life-enhancing decisions. So the question is, what do we do? So we sell books. We have, we give, what's the word I'm looking for? Presentations about behavior, having them gain understanding about the behavior through those presentations that we do. Then we do, what's the other one we do? Train the trainer is a big one. We want to train people, this method that we use, so they can enhance their practice. If it's not clear, let me know, please. This is learning, and I really appreciate that. Sir.
Who are you selling the services to, right? So you're trying to generate revenue for
Right.
this business.
Mm-hmm.
I can see this, I mean, if you can get into government and change the way we educate people about, you know, these kinds of problems. But like, how are you, who exactly are you going after, and how are you going to generate revenue?
This is why we're at the entrepreneurship. This is where Steve is helping us out. We're still trying to find who wants to pick this up, take it with them, and use it. So the only example I can give you is this. There's a treatment center that wants to use this, that wants to apply it as their, because they see a 90% recidivism rate and they're tired of it. And so they want to use it. And that's the big question of the direction we want to go is how do we get there? Who's going to do it? The only thing we can do is get it out there and see what takers we have who want to try it on for size.
Do you work at all? That means a two-part question.
Okay.
Do you work at all with the APA, American Psychological Association?
Elena, do we work for the AP? Yes, we do. Because we have a part of our website on psychology. That's where we get a lot of our clients. Yes.
Okay. And then my second part is statistical analysis. In other words, results based on your method versus others. It can be very compelling, especially when you're selling up, not necessarily to your immediate customer, the end user,
Right.
no pun intended.
Right.
But certainly when you're selling up and you're going into a hospital setting or situations like that, or government, there needs to be a lot more material that's convincing about, what are the numbers here? How do we know what you're doing is better? It sounds better, but prove it.
I proved it in the first 6,500 clients that I used the method on.
Yeah,
Here. And I took the notes on them and tested them every month. And here it is. And what I came down to, what I discovered was that 85% decided or chose to not use anymore. And that's where the shock comes in. And so that's where remember the pushback about, wow, that really works that well. And you'd be surprised when somebody understands the behavior of what they do, that they can actually do something to change it. And that's the awareness and understanding comes in.
Sure, I understand that. Just saying that
Yes.
That's a good number, it's very
Yes.
meaningful, and it
Yes.
would help any and all analytical persons judging what you're doing to
Right.
support you, if they know that right up front.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.